If you are a Canadian senior over 60 who still drives, you need to stop what you are doing right now. 3 Canadian provinces are turning on brand new highway rules tomorrow, and most drivers have no idea they even exist. In Ontario, Alberta, and Quebec, fines are doubling. License suspensions are happening on the roadside before you even get to court. And your insurance company can now raise your premiums automatically the moment you break one of these rules. One mistake on the highway tomorrow morning could cost you $1,000, your license, and thousands of extra dollars on your car insurance for the next 3 years. But here is what the government is not telling you. There are proven protections built into these new laws that most seniors never claim. Today, I am going to walk you through every single new rule, the exact fines attached to them, and the 5 things you must do before you turn your car key tomorrow morning to protect yourself, your license, and your retirement savings. Here is exactly why this is happening right now. Across Canada, traffic deaths are climbing again. Seniors make up a growing share of licensed drivers, and provincial governments say the new highway rules are about protecting everyone on the road. The problem is this: nobody is sending you a letter. Nobody is knocking on your door. The new rules are not automatic. They are not grandfathered in. If you break one tomorrow, even by accident, the fine lands in your mailbox within days. The clearest example is Ontario. As of January 1st, 2026, amendments to the Highway Traffic Act raised the maximum fine for careless driving to $1,000. Stunt driving now carries a $1,000 fine plus a 30-day roadside license suspension. In Alberta, the province boosted most fines 30% and high-risk driving fines 50% starting March 13th, 2026. And in Quebec, the SAAQ has rolled out new license regulation amendments that took effect on June 5th. Together, these changes mean the same mistake you made last year. Driving 20 over the limit, touching your phone, missing a sign, can now trigger instant penalties I have never seen before in my lifetime. Let me break this down for you step by step so you know exactly where you stand before tomorrow morning. If you drive anywhere in Ontario, Ontario Highway Traffic Act amendments that came into force on January 1st, 2026 are now in full effect. The fine for careless driving is now up to $1,000. And on top of that, 6 demerit points. For stunt driving, the fine is $1,000, plus an immediate 30-day roadside license suspension, plus a $3,000 reinstatement fee when your license comes back. And here's the part nobody is talking about. Your insurance company can now raise your premium by 20% to 50% for the next 3 years after a single stunt driving conviction. Margaret from Mississauga, Ontario, was driving 35 kilometers an hour over the limit on the QEW last March and got tagged with stunt driving on the spot. Her license was gone for 30 days. Her insurance went from $1,400 a year to $3,100 a year. That is $1,700 extra every single year for 3 full years. Total damage over $5,000 for 1 moment on the highway. Under the old rules, she would have walked away with a $500 fine. Under the new rules, the cost of one mistake is more than 10 times higher. Do not go anywhere because the next rule hits a part of driving almost every senior does every single week. Picking up your phone at a red light, adjusting your GPS, reaching for your coffee. Under the old rules, these were minor tickets. Under the new rules rolling out across Canada through 2026, distracted driving is now a $1,000 fine in Ontario, $300 to $1,000 in Quebec through the SAAQ, and the increased fine rates in Alberta that took effect March 13th pushed distracted driving tickets up by 30%. In Ontario, distracted driving tickets can no longer be reduced through early payment discounts the way they used to be. A first conviction now costs $615 if you settle out of court, up to $1,000 if you fight it and lose, plus 3 demerit points, plus a license suspension if you have any prior convictions within 5 years. Dorothy from Hamilton, Ontario was checking a text at a stop sign last summer. The officer saw the glow of her phone in her hand. The ticket arrived 10 days later, $615. When her renewal notice came in the mail, her insurance had gone up by $900 a year for the next 3 years. That one tap on her screen cost her over $3,000 in total. The new rules give police and the courts zero flexibility. Keep watching because the next change might be the most expensive of all, and it has nothing to do with how you drive. In Ontario, drive 50 kilometers an hour or more over the speed limit and your license is gone on the spot. No court date, no warning. The officer pulls you over, takes your license, and tows your car right then. That has been the law for years. But the 2026 amendments added something new. The vehicle can now be impounded for 30 days at your expense, and the owner of the vehicle can be held liable even if they were not driving. That is a brand new rule. In Alberta, the new fine schedule that came in March 2026 raised excessive speeding fines from $495 to $744, and stunting fines from $567 to $852. And in British Columbia, the new Motor Vehicle Act amendments now allow ICBC to renew and replace licenses for eligible drivers with classes 1 through 8T. Which is great news for seniors who do not want to travel to an ICBC office, but it also means the system has tighter data sharing with the courts. Every ticket you receive is now on the record faster. Henry from Calgary, Alberta was clocked at 145 in a 100 zone last April, 45 over, right under the line. He thought he was safe because he was below the 50 over threshold. He was, but the fine was $744 instead of $495, and his insurance went up by 60% for 2 full years. Stay with me because the next change is one that affects every senior driver in Quebec. About it. In Quebec, the SAAQ rolled out regulation respecting licenses amendments that took effect on June 5, 2026, and the changes are sweeping. International students and new residents can no longer drive on foreign licenses after June 5th. They must get a Quebec license within a set window. But more important for you, Quebec drivers receive a 75% rebate on the insurance contribution portion of their 2026 license fees if they have 0 demerit points on file. That is a real-life discount on your license renewal cost that most Quebec seniors do not know exists. The renewal process itself runs every 8 years for the plasticized license and annually for the fee. The catch is any new demerit points under these tightened rules can disqualify you from the rebate, and there were updated amendments to Quebec fines that run from $300 to $600 for driving without a valid license, and the court can seize the vehicle immediately. Yvette from Lévis, Quebec had 2 demerit points from a missed stop sign. She never received her rebate this year. She missed out on $215 in savings simply because she did not know the rebate had a 0-point requirement. After she cleared her record through a course, the rebate did not retroactively apply. It was gone for the year. Hold on, because this next change is the one that shocks almost everyone who hears it. Nova Scotia passed a brand new Traffic Safety Act in October 2025, and the new framework came into force through 2026. The old Motor Vehicle Act for Nova Scotia drivers is gone. The new act modernizes rules of the road, gives police broader enforcement powers, and changes how infractions are processed. If you live in Nova Scotia, or if you are driving through Halifax, Sydney, or anywhere in the province, the rules officers enforce changed. Careless driving, distracted driving, and stunt driving penalties were updated. The new act also changed how officers can demand documents and how seizures work. Many seniors in Nova Scotia have not yet seen the new act in plain language and are driving under the assumption that nothing has changed. Claire from Halifax, Nova Scotia was cited for a distracted driving infraction in May 2026 under the new Traffic Safety Act. The set fine was higher than the old Motor Vehicle Act schedule, and because the new act modernized the court process, the early resolution discounts she used to count on were reduced. She paid $420 for what she thought would have been a $300 ticket a year earlier. Keep your eyes on the screen because the final point on this list could change everything about how you protect yourself on the highway. Here is the change most Canadian seniors know nothing about. After January 1st, 2026 in Ontario, and after March 13th, 2026 in Alberta, the provincial governments expanded data sharing between court systems and insurance providers. Insurance companies now receive conviction data automatically, often within 30 days of the ticket rather than waiting 6 to 12 months under the old system. That means your premium goes up before you even finish paying off the fine. A single careless driving conviction can now trigger a 20% to 50% premium increase for 3 full years. A distracted driving conviction can trigger a 10% to 30% premium increase for 3 years. Stunt driving can trigger a 50% to 100% premium increase, which on a senior driver policy can mean an extra $1,500 to $5,000 per year. And if you have even one at-fault accident in the same period, the increases stack on top of each other. Walter from North York, Ontario, collected a careless driving ticket in February 2026. He was charged $1,000 in court, and his renewal in April showed his premium had moved from $1,800 to $3,300 a year. 3 years of that increase equals $4,500. In the old system, he would have waited 8 months for the increase and might have had time to take a course to keep it lower. Under the new rules, the clock starts the day you are convicted. Stay tuned because the next section is what you have been waiting for. The actual steps you need to take before tomorrow morning. Here is exactly what you need to do right now before you turn your car key tomorrow. First, pull out your driver license today and check your renewal date. If you are 80 or older in Ontario, you renew every 2 years. If you are in BC, Quebec, or Alberta, follow your provincial schedule. Second, check whether you have any outstanding demerit points on your record. You can do this online through your provincial licensing body, BAO, Service Ontario for Ontario, MyICBC for BC, SAAQ for Quebec, or any Alberta registry agent. If you have points, you can clear through an approved driver improvement course. Take the course this week. Third, review your auto insurance renewal notice and find out your current premium. If you do not have a recent notice, call your broker today and ask what your clean record baseline premium is. That number is what you stand to lose. Fourth, remove every distraction from your driving routine this week. Set your GPS before you start the car. Program your radio presets before you leave the driveway. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb while driving mode. Every modern phone has this built in, and it is free. Fifth, look into whether your province offers a defensive driving refresher course for seniors. In Ontario, the MTO-approved beginner driver education list includes refresher courses that can keep premiums lower after a conviction. In Quebec, the SAAQ-approved course can restore some point credit. In Alberta, Alberta Transportation recognizes certain defensive driving courses. These 5 steps alone could save you anywhere from $1,500 to $7,000 in 2026 alone. Do not wait. Start today. You have just gone through every major highway rule change that is hitting Canadian seniors this year. Ontario's Highway Traffic Act amendments, Alberta's Traffic Safety Act fine increases, Quebec's SAAQ license regulation changes, BC's ICBC graduated licensing and license renewal updates, and Nova Scotia's brand new Traffic Safety Act. You now know the real dollar amounts attached to each violation. You know that stunt driving is $1,000 plus a 30-day license suspension, plus a $3,000 reinstatement fee. You know that distracted driving in Ontario is now $615 to $1,000 with no early payment discount. You know that insurance companies are now raising premiums within 30 days of conviction instead of waiting months. And you know the 5 clear steps to protect yourself before tomorrow morning. These steps alone could save you $1,500 to $7,000 in 2026. Money you have earned and money you deserve to keep in your retirement. If this video helped you, hit the subscribe button right now so you never miss a single update on new Canadian rules that affect seniors like you. Give this video a thumbs up so more seniors see it before tomorrow morning. And share this video with your spouse, your siblings, your neighbors, and anyone you know who still drives, because the people you love need to hear this before they get into their cars tomorrow. I will see you in the next video. Stay safe out there. This video is created for educational and informational purposes only. It should not be considered legal, financial, or insurance advice. Fine amounts, demerit point values, license suspension rules, and rebate eligibility vary by province, by offense, by prior driving record, and by personal circumstances. The Highway Traffic Act amendments, Alberta Traffic Safety Act, fine increases, SAAQ license regulation changes, ICBC policies, and Nova Scotia. Traffic Safety Act details referenced in this video may be updated, amended, or rescinded. Always verify all information through your provincial Ministry of Transportation, Service Canada, your provincial auto insurance provider, or a qualified legal professional before making any decisions about driving, ticket disputes, or insurance coverage.